Today I'm going to be brewing up Big Reward on one of the most interesting ways to make coffee, the coffee siphon. So a coffee siphon combines two different brew methods, full immersion and filter brew. So a French press is fully immersion, where you're mixing up the coffee with the water and then pressing it through, and then you have a pour over where you're putting the coffee down and pouring it over a filter. Well, this combines both of them. So as it heats up down here, it's building up a lot of pressure. And then as I put this on, it's gonna start going to where it's lower in pressure, traveling up the tube and cycling back up to the top cylinder. Once it's fully up there and creating a vacuum, that's why the siphon is called a vacuum method, it's going to have a lot more hot water up here, and that's where I'm going to add the coffee. And once I agitate it, do all that, it brews very quickly in about 1 minute. After that, it's gonna settle back to the bottom, and that's where not only is it gonna fully immerse up here, but then it's going to pile up on this filter, and then it's gonna suck it back down using a vacuum seal. Today I'm doing a 15:1 ratio of coffee to water. So I'm doing 30 grams of coffee and 450 grams of water. So what I'm gonna do is add it to the top and stir it up to agitate it a lot. Not only is this going to agitate it and extract a lot of really good full-bodied flavors into it, but that's also going to help it settle on the bottom, almost like you're doing a cupping. Now you're going to spin it for the first 10 seconds, and you're only gonna do it for about 60 seconds in total, not that long at all. So what this is gonna do is release a lot of the carbon, almost like you're blooming it. It's also creating a seal on the top, so that way there's less gas escaping out of it. So after putting this lid on, that's going to build up more pressure up here. And then in about 30 seconds, I'm going to take away the heat, and it's gonna suck back down, and it's gonna filter out the cloth filter. For the last 10 seconds, give it one last stir, just so that way there's nothing sticking, nothing left floating on the top. And then as soon as it hits the 1 minute mark, gonna kill the heat source, and it's gonna start sucking down. If you're using a cloth filter, much like a coffee sock, you are going to have to store it in water to prevent bacterial growth or fungus growth or mold or mildew. So now you can see it's sucking more air through the bottom right there, and it's getting the last bits of coffee out from the grounds, creating a bed. So it fully emerged and then it filtered through, and you can see it's kind of forming a conical shape right over the filter. And then as it comes to the last little bit, sucking the last bits of air and gases from up here, then you're gonna be ready to pour. Now, sadly, this is something we don't offer at Because in the shop, just because it's a hassle to clean. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of things that could get broken in the process. However, for about 30 bucks, this is a good way to make great coffee and impress some friends. So today I chose to do Big Reward because it's a full-on medium right down the middle. It's a great way for everyone to enjoy coffee. It's chocolatey, it's caramely, it has a nice body, it's not too dark, not too light. I really like it, especially with the full immersion type of brew method. It goes great on a French press. It also goes great on a pour over, but just to get a full extraction of it, it works really, really well. Personally, I'm a fan of the lighter roasts. I like more sweetness, more cherry notes, a little bit of chocolatey in my coffee. However, I do like the smokiness of a coffee. However, I don't like to jeopardize the fruitiness, the acidity, the chocolatiness of a light to medium bodied roast just for the smokiness. So I like to add a little bit of it on my own. So today I'm gonna be smoking out this Big Reward with a little bit of cherry wood on top. Alrighty, check that out. So this is going to be very chocolatey, very caramely. Of course, you can do this at home without the smoking out portion. That's completely fine. But I do recommend trying Big Reward. It's one of our house blends. It's chocolatey, it's caramely, it's delicious. It's like a candy bar in a cup. So drink up, you've earned it.